Hello everyone, this is Seeker from Team Liquid, and with me is none other than Evil Genius of Suppy, and get this, he is going to be talking about Legacy of the Void today. So a lot of things that you guys have been curious about, Suppy's going to answer them for you. So first things first, Suppy, the worker change count gone from 6 to 12, and the mineral number count has gone from 1,500 to 1,000. What does this mean for Legacy of the Void? I mean, nothing's finalized yet, but these are some pretty drastic changes. Is there a meta shift here? Maybe strategy changes, balance changes? What's going on? What do you think?
I actually am very excited about the change, and I'm very excited that Blizzard's trying to make big moves to like spice up the game. The economy change, in terms of changing the bases from 1,500 minerals to 1,000, I think is going to benefit the game a lot. It's going to force people to expand a lot more, and you can't just rely on a 3-base build and just kind of turtle there. You have to make expansions, and what that's going to open up is a lot of area for harassment. And it's just going to make the game a lot more fast-paced and a lot more small battles around the map, hopefully. This is what I'm imagining. And a lot more skirmishes everywhere, rather than like the death ball kind of 1A mentality. In terms of the 12 worker count, I don't know. I think this is actually a pretty cool change. Of course, there is the chance that you're going to lose a lot of strategies. For me, it's actually really good because I always die to those early cheeses. So I'm happy if they start with 12 workers, they can't do those as well. But I like that it starts the game off faster, and it kind of reminds me of Warcraft, where people start building stuff right away. So yeah, I think it's a cool direction, and I'm glad that Blizzard is trying out kind of more, radical changes.
So of the 3 races right now, which race do you think benefited the most from Legacy of the Void and benefited the least? And which race do you think is the strongest, and which race do you think is the weakest?
So just based off of the changes from the YouTube videos and stuff, I definitely thought Zerg benefited the most, and then Terran benefited the least. But when I actually saw the gameplay, I switched that. I feel like Terran benefited the most. I think maybe Protoss benefited the least. So I was watching some of the exhibition matches, and they didn't get maybe the coolest units or anything, but the units they did get seemed very strong, and the buffs to their existing units did seem to be very, very powerful. I think Zerg got the coolest changes still, so I'm very happy about that. I think finally we got, Zerg always was, I felt like the most limited race, because we only had like 10 units and the other races had like 12 or 13. But yeah, I think Protoss has probably benefited the least. But overall, I think every race got some really cool stuff.
Imagine if David Kim and the StarCraft 2 design team was right in front of you. What would you tell them? Would you tell them to revert some changes, or would you tell them to keep some changes, or what would you tell them if you were in charge of the direction that Legacy of the Void would be heading in?
Yeah, I'd have a lot of things. One thing I've been very big about is I'd love to change the pathing of the units so it's kind of more similar to Brood War. Not necessarily dumbing the AI down, but making it so they're not as smart and like kind of just walk around in a circle. They kind of walk around in a line like you'd expect from Brood War, and so that makes flanking and stuff a lot more important, because otherwise your units will get stuck. Another thing is I'd really encourage them to watch Lelouch's Depth of SC2 micro video from I think 2013, it was a while ago. They have addressed it, and they've said stuff like, oh, the common audience wouldn't be able to understand this level of micro, but I really think people would. They would be able to perceive the difference in skill between someone who could really micro and control a unit and someone who couldn't. And not only that, but it just makes the game feel better when your units respond to you very well. A final thing, probably I would want them to change the moving shot, especially for that new unit. What's that car?
Cyclone?
No, Cyclone, yeah. Cyclone. I think they should change that. It doesn't look like it takes much micro. They kind of just move around. Yeah. It's kind of like the Phoenix. And I don't think, like, Blizzard has argued that the moving shot from Brood War, people wouldn't be able to understand that or like appreciate it. But I don't think people look at a Phoenix being microed or look at a Cyclone being microed and be like, wow, that is some amazing micro. It would be so much cooler if it was like the Vulture from Brood War, where you actually had to interact with it, where it was possible to make mistakes, or possible like juke your enemy. I think they should change the moving shot to a real moving shot, not this like kind of watered down, like easy moving shot.
All right, thank you very much. Now, finally, please say something for your fans who are expecting big things from you. What can we see from Suppy in 2015?
So obviously I've been back in school, so I haven't been streaming or playing as much. But I'm definitely very excited, especially for Legacy of the Void. It's kind of making me want to play StarCraft a lot again, and I'm very excited for that, especially with the coming WCS 2015 changes. So I'm going to try my best, and somebody made like a Reddit thread a couple days ago saying they like miss Suppy, and that made me feel very happy. So thank you very much. I'll try and come back and give you guys some good streams and stuff.
All right, there you have it. That's Suppy. He loves his fans, and he's excited for Legacy of the Void, and we may see a gigantic comeback from him for the year 2015. But for now, that's all. I'm Seeker from Team Liquid, signing out.